Hello everyone, welcome back to another Toonkind at 12 FPS. My name is Magic. This is a rat's problem. And today I am here with my lovely friend and co-host.
That is me, Fletcher, and I will be playing the other rat of this equation, Fleck. We're just gonna have a good old rat time between two
Good old rat
rats
time.
and two
Yeah,
friends.
two rats and two friends. Uh,
Okay, that being
so
said, though, this is probably gonna start off high angst.
perhaps. Uh, I'm just I'm just gonna set the scene a little bit. Duster is currently working his way through one of his many collection piles. Basically, it's probably the same room that we all sat in last time. Because he has to actually clear out this space for someone to like put a house here. So he's been slowly picking his way through it, seeing what he wants, seeing what he doesn't want. He will not admit he has a problem. And he's currently like just moving some items out of the house. And I'm going to go ahead and roll a perception if that's all right.
Yep, you can definitely do it at advantage because the aforementioned uncle sense.
Pink. Uh,
Okay, yeah, 20 works.
yeah,
A dirty 20. Um,
2020.
so yeah, uh, from Fleck's end, uh, he's kind of been traveling for a little while now. Things didn't really end well between him and his, last family. That is to say, he kind of had an argument with Maris and kind of decided that he had to run away. Um, And so that's what he's doing. And he has come back to Little Corner because, uh, you know, he met another rat here. And that rat was probably the closest thing to being familiar to his original environment. And he also learned about tinies and about bigs. And, it seems like a very safe place for a rat like him. So he kind of snuck out and he went to the teleportation circle and managed to remember his way through the caverns to get to the community. So what Duster sees is a rat just coming through and remember that little ledge from before because he's going to try and make the jump once again.
Uh, like when you like just jump off the edge, you hear like a small, probably a sound of maybe like a stone, something hard getting dropped, and you have Featherfall cast on you once again.
Fleck is probably surprised at this and just he put a lot of energy into his jump, so now he's kind of just doing a little twirl or slow flips as he gently falls down to the ledge below.
Uh, and waiting for you on the ledge below is a certain rat you met last time, who carefully guides you from probably like a half flipped position to not face plant, and just carefully guides you down to the floor. You really have to stop jumping off ledges like that.
Sorry, I was just in a hurry, and at this point, Duster, you probably noticed that Fleck has a little stick in his arms, and at the end of that stick is a little bag, because this is Toonkind, and you kind of have to go with the gag even during serious moments. So yeah,
Yeah.
he's got his little definitely runaway knapsack. Is He's just like, Duster, you're here.
I wouldn't really be anywhere else. Uh, Duster is looking at that knapsack, and his ears are kind of like twitched down, because, uh, hmm, that see you back so soon.
Kind of just like his ears twitch down as well. His tail does a little flick as he's just like, yeah, well, I didn't really have anywhere else to go, so is it okay if I stay here for a bit?
Of course, you'll always be welcome here. It's kind of what this place is for.
Fleck just nods like, thank you. That's good to hear.
Uh, do you, oh boy, Duster is very awkward. I slapped this man with awkward. Kind of, he kind of, he'd been kind of like still holding on to your shoulders, but he kind of like moves his arms to like a more open position. Like the do you want a hug position?
Yeah. And Fleck is once he realizes that, oh, this is a hug position, he is going to take that hug. Um, like he does have to bend down just a little bit, but he envelops you in a hug, and boy, is this a tight hug.
Uh,
uh,
Duster just carefully places one paw on your back and the other like on the back of your head. Uh, sort of like sort of like take his claws through your hair to sort of do that motion. Yeah, that motion.
oh, yeah. Since you're so close, you probably don't have to roll perception for this. Fleck is actually he is shaking a little bit as he uh pulls you a bit more into the hug.
And and Duster is going to hug you very tightly right back. Cause God, he knows it's a lot to leave home like this.
Yeah. Looks just gonna kind of very softly whisper, like, I thought they were nice.
God, Duster doesn't know how to reply to that. Ah,
Duster, I'm so sorry.
no, it's okay. It's okay.
Uh,
Uh, you kind of feel Duster's snoot kind of like dig into your shoulder area a little bit, and he just goes, I know, I know. Don't worry. You're okay now. No matter what, I'll protect you, okay?
Fleck kind of just nods, and you do hear a little sniffle.
Aw, baby.
He's had a time.
God, I think they just sit like this for a while because
Probably, yeah. Just,
God.
it has, it's been a long, long time since Fleck's been able to hug anyone like this. So yeah, he's not to mention the whole running away from home and just he's gonna need that hug for a good bit.
Um, God, hmm, hmm. I think at some point, Duster starts to like very quietly hum a tune. It's probably unrecognizable, but he just he keeps just patting your head, holding you tight.
Eh, I think
He's not the best at comforting, mostly because I gesture at his size, but he is doing his best.
yeah, he's definitely doing a good enough job because after a while, like Fleck kind of does eventually release from the hug with another sniffle and rub at his eyes a bit, and uh, yeah, He definitely looks a little bit better than when you first saw him.
Oh, oh baby. Ah, God.
It's kind of just like
Thus.
you,
No, go ahead.
like you. I thank you again for this. This there was an argument and I mean, it didn't end well. So
Oh God. Duster's ears twitch. I'm going to roll. What should I roll to check if to see if Fleck has any injuries?
um probably perception and investigation.
Perception is better. So
Yeah.
15.
With a 15, this rat, he's not, he doesn't look very injured, but he is actually kind of dirty, and actually looks really tired. Like there's bags under his eyes, like his clothes are kind of a little bit filthy. It looks like he didn't immediately come to you. It looks like he was like out for a few days and didn't exactly have good sleep or much of anything during that time.
Oh baby. Oh baby. Ah. Oh God.
But he is definitely uninjured.
Okay. Hmm. Hmm. I slap top of Duster. Man, this rat cares very much. Duster's going to kind of probably like hold out a hand for your bag and just goes, do you want to go somewhere more indoors?
Fleck kind of just nods like, Okay," and he gently hands over his bag.
Uh, Duster takes your stick in one arm and then uh actually goes to like link his arm with yours. His other arm that's not holding your bag. To sort of like I can definitely words. I'm doing a hand motion. You can't see it.
I get what you're saying. Yeah, Fleck
Yeah.
definitely he lets this happen. He is a
Uh,
little bit confused at first because it's been a hot sec. Uh, but he does understand what Duster's doing and goes along with it.
yeah. And Duster, you guys passed what seems to be some sort of miniature rock collection that Duster had dropped on the floor previously.
Oh,
Duster does not take time to pick it up though. He has other priorities. And leads you back into the room he was clearing out. It's It's a little cramped in here and kind of dark, but there is a light source. I say a light source. Literally, there is one. It is a singular. It is a singular like God. I don't know what they're called. It is one of those very small LED lights. That you'd hang in your house.
oh yeah.
Uh, around. Yeah. Uh,
Ironically, I think we call them fairy lights.
are they fairy lights? Okay, yeah. There's just a singular fairy light in this room. Like usually they're on a chain, but there is just one fairy light.
Yeah.
And Duster Duster puts your bag against a wall. Goes over to the pile. He kind of does motion for you to like sit down.
Black probably does go and sit down. He's been walking for a good bit. Like, even with his good survival roll to actually get here, he probably, since he's only been here once before, he probably did have to, like, wander through a little bit before he got here.
Yeah.
So he is tired.
God. I'm just gonna roll just a hammer space. Just see what he pulls out. Duster pulls a sizable looking like it kind of looks like a stuffed animal. It looks cleaned, but not necessarily like it looks probably someone previously left it in the middle of the woods. But it's been sort of like cleaned up since then. Still has some like raggedy spots, but he offers it to you. It is like it is bigger than you, but you can
Oh,
easily sit on it
yeah.
or
Fleck,
probably lay down and take a nap.
yeah. Fleck's gonna take it and kind of just. He does flop on top of it, but he is like kind of also hugging it while he does so. Uh, just like, thank you. It's.
I mean, I'm not using it much for anything. Duster looks at his collection pile. No, he does not have a problem. What are you talking about?
It's fine.
Uh,
Fleck's not gonna say anything. He just thinks rats are like that.
Stop of rats. Kleptomania.
It's just what rats do, you know?
It's just what rats do. But Duster does give that to you and kind of uh takes a look over you. Uh, do you want things to like wash off a bit? You don't. No offense, but you look kind of like you've been out in the woods for a few days.
Fleck is just gonna, uh, it does seem like it's the first time he's kind of noticed it, like, yeah, I guess I have. Uh, I was, I wandered around a little bit before I came here, so it's probably just dirt from that.
Pretty sure there are. Hold on. Duster's going to look through this pile again.
Oh, to have
Uh,
prestidigitation.
oh, to have prestidigitation. Sadly, Duster does not.
And
He does pull
paladins
out.
cannot learn cantrips. So,
Rip.
yeah.
He does pull out. God, what does he pull out with a total of a 2 that is 1 away from a fumble? Uh, Probably pulls out just like I really want to say it's like a half-used like box of those
Moist towelettes.
like yeah those that you'd find at like a restaurant.
Mhm.
There's a half-used box of them, which considering like what packet size those boxes, they must order them in bulk. Well, it's a tiny box. Anyway,
Mhm.
he kind of pulls out one of those and hands it over to you, cause like yeah, that's safe to put on your face.
Yeah. Fleck's gonna take it and like rip the packet open. Though he does kind of wrinkle his nose a bit at the, cause those things, they do kind of have a strong scent to them. And he is gonna wrinkle his nose a little bit, but responsibly start cleaning himself off. Like,
God, God, I care about this rat so much, Fleck. I care about this rat so much.
I'm glad.
God,
I care about your rat so much.
God. This is gonna be the entire FPS.
Yeah, just some little rat moments. Uh,
Little rat moment.
yeah, once that's done, Fleck's gonna kind of crumple it up and stuff it in his hammer space. No, he does not have a problem. It's fine.
Uh, I think Duster's going to climb on to like wherever you're not sitting on the stuffed animal. Give you another one of those lookovers. 'Cause man.
Yeah, Fleck is definitely a lot cleaner now. He seems a little bit more at ease, but um, and he is kind of like sinking into the stuffed animal. It's very comfy. Uh, but he he does look like there is something that he wants to say that he's not saying or doesn't know how to say.
slap top of anxiety, uncle. This man doesn't know how to talk to people. God. Uh, I think Dusty's just going to sit there for a moment before just kind of like quietly asking, do you want me to do your hair? I know it can get messy if you're just out and about for a while. Duster says, having been out and about for a while, the entire reason his hair is fluffy now is because he's actually been brushing it properly.
Oh.
Anyway.
Fleck's kind of gonna. He does kind of like sit up a bit and look over at Duster. He's a bit surprised, but like it's not the bad surprise. It's more that he assumed that Duster was gonna ask something else. Uh, but he's after a moment he's gonna nod like, yeah, I probably haven't been brushing it, so
Yeah,
if you don't mind.
I really don't. I wouldn't have asked in the first place. Duster is going to reach into the thing, but like into the small space between his cloak and just just those deep shadows, and he pulls out. I can't remember if it was an eyebrush comb or like an eyebrow comb or an eyelash comb, but it's the same sort of comb that it's the same comb that
Oh.
Antler gave him. Well, not gave him, but Duster kind of stole it anyway.
Oh.
Like all that time ago, and it's just like, all right, turn around. I remember some things about hair. I have hair. I should know more things about hair than I probably do. Uh,
Fleck's gonna turn around and nod like, well, that's okay. I I don't think I've ever done anyone's hair, so you probably know a bit more than me.
I mean, shouldn't be too difficult. And you do feel just the slight like careful tugging out of your ponytail. And uh, I wouldn't. How Duster goes about brushing hair is in that very like non pulling at the scalp way. Basically, he's taking like chunks of hair, holding it at a section, and then brushing all the knots out of that section in particular before moving his way up like to the base of the hair. Just so like it isn't tugging on your hair and it feels terrible and awful all the time.
Oh, yeah. Well, Fleck is definitely like leaning into it. He's a whole lot more relaxed than before. Like, his tail, which has been kind of twitching the whole time, does kind of just flop over onto the plush, and he's definitely. It's not like extremely dramatic, but it is kind of dramatic, like leaning into the touch.
God. Oh God. Dust. I think Duster has like this uncharacterless character. Char-
You
Hold
got,
on.
you got
I need
this.
my word spoons.
Words are hard.
Uncharacteristically, like kind of soft look on his face.
Oh,
And slowly you feel some knots come undone. It's unavoidable that some of them like kind of tug, but eventually you do feel claws being able to more smoothly be put through your hair, and then you kind of feel your hair being like parted into sections, and being kind of like tugged around a little bit.
yeah. So I know what's going on. Fleck doesn't, but it feels good, so he's not gonna question it.
Yeah. Uh, man, I slapped the top of these rats. Soft, quiet moments.
Yeah.
And Duster, for the audience to see, is in fact putting Fleck's hair into a braid. Uh, it's not a complex braid. because Duster is not that fancy of a man. But it does kind of condense the hair a little bit more than Fleck's normal ponytail. I look at Fleck's normal ponytail.
Yeah, this rat has a lot of hair.
This rat has a lot of hair. And Duster kind of ties it off at the end and goes, "All right, that should be good."
Fleck's kind of just gonna, like, gently put a hand back and kind of feel it like, oh, what did you do?
I braided it.
Fleck's ears perk up. Like,
It's not the best. It's been a very long time since I've had any real practice, but you know.
and Fleck is gonna turn around to look at you, Duster, and this rat has starry eyes. He
Uh,
does not care. This braid is amazing. Um, and he's just gonna go like, uh, can you show me how to do it?
um, sure, I suppose. Uh, yeah. I'd how I kind of imagined they were sitting was Duster was kind of sitting on like the head of the stuffed animal, and like Fleck was sort of on the body part, so it'd be like that kind of like higher position, so Duster could more easily get at the hair.
Yeah.
So Duster kind of like slides to the main body section, right next to Fleck. I don't have as much hair, and uh, a normal size uh hair tie is probably not gonna work as well. Um, and Duster is going to. Duster pulls out, those little like braces, like the little rubber bands that come with braces.
Yeah. Yeah.
Duster pulls out one of those from his hammer space because that's what he's been using as hair ties.
Oh, that
Because
is
he can't really.
adorable, but boy, do I hope they're unused.
They are unused. Duster found an unused box.
Okay.
God, man, those those things are fucking tiny.
They
Anyway,
really are.
they really are. God. Anyway, uh, Duster pulls out one of those and kind of like hands it to you. For pausing, probably taking another one out of hammer space. Okay. I suppose we can do it on my hair since your hair is already done. Duster kind of uh turns in a direction that's favorable for you to actually see his hair because this is just a flat JPEG. He
Yeah.
has to turn in the other direction. Uh,
Does the Paper Mario turn?
no, actually, he turns like he turns in perspective, but yeah, you know what? It kind of is sort of like the Paper Mario turn. And he takes a lock of his hair and just divides it into like three sections, and sort of demonstrates like, you know, how braiding is. You take one loop, you put it over the other, and you put it over the other, and you put it over the other, and you put it over the other. Uh,
Fleck
and
is watching with so much interest.
uh, Duster gets to the very end. He's only taking like a very small chunk of his hair, and also his hair is very short compared to yours. It's
Yeah.
growing out longer, but it's still kind of short. And Duster kind of ties it off at the end, and he has just a very singular braid. And I don't. I'm not the best teacher.
Fleck just nods like, it's okay. I think I got it. And he's going to kind of like shift over. He's more on his knees now to give him a little bit more height. And he
Yeah.
very gingerly uh, just starts to like play with Duster's hair a bit. Like like you Duster, you can probably feel his claws. They're like really he is being extremely gentle. Like he does not want to pull too hard. And because of that it does take him a moment to separate the hair out.
Mhm.
But once
Dust.
oh, you go.
No, go ahead. uh, I think like as soon as you start doing this, Duster's ears kind of flatten out in like that not sort of like saddened way, but in that like yeah, this is pretty good sort of way. Cause man, I slap top of rat touch stars.
Yeah.
I slap top of rat.
Uh,
God,
Sometimes rats be touch starved, but it's fine.
sometimes
They're
I get
getting
touch
that
stars.
physical affection in right now. But yeah. So Fleck is it does take him a little bit longer than how it took Duster to braid his hair. But he's being and he does kind of have to like do and undo a few loops. But he does eventually get to the end and um he has no problem putting on the hair tie. And so once that's done, he's kind of just like, there. Is that good?
And Duster sort of takes the hair tie to I'm not gonna have you roll a perception. He has to flip like he has to sort of shift his hair like to the other side, like his visible eye side, and to like actually see it. And you can see what his hair was apparently hiding this entire time, because that is the side where he has the most shading on his face. You can see just this I I'm gonna say like barely open eye that is glowing this very soft faint red with a large scar going in like a jagged but not exactly jagged. It's a very clean line that is grazing over the top. It
Oh,
looks a
Duster.
lot faded at this point, but yeah.
Yeah, Fleck is definitely gonna note that, but he's not gonna say anything unless Duster does, because he's not unused to the sight of scars from where he grew up.
Hmm.
And he doesn't want to like be rude, so just
That's
quietly
fair.
notes that.
Duster kind of looks at your work sort of appraisingly and gives it a nod. Uh, yeah, it's pretty good. Definitely better than my first breed. He flips it over back to the other side of his face. You did good, kid.
Oh, Fleck is just glowing with that approval.
God. Duster, Duster gives you a smile, and not to ruin his own like braid handiwork. He just gives you like those like pat on the head.
Oh, I imagine it's probably like right in the center between his horns.
Yeah.
Fleck is
God.
oh, he's enjoying the pat pat.
Ah, God.
Kind of just like that's good to hear. I I wanted to do a good job like you did.
Duster, you know that meme where they have like the out do you know the meme where it's just like they're sitting pleasantly in reality, and then they like in the background they have like the phantom images of just like, oh my god, that's
Yeah.
fucking pure. Uh, Duster is doing that right now. It's that's just straight up happening.
I'm sorry, Duster, you now have a rat child.
God, he doesn't know how this keeps happening. I know exactly how this keeps happening, but God, Man. Man. Oh, it's so soft. I'm. Okay. Okay. Whew. Uh, Duster kind of after a moment of just staring very very softly at you. Well, it yeah, you you did very good. Uh, yeah.
Like he's gonna smile even wider and just not like, thank you. I'm I'm really glad. I mean, back home, we didn't really do stuff like that. And then and he kind of just stops because, oh right, uh, that happened. Uh, and he kind of just quickly does a skip over that, like, well, I was a bit too small to really do that with others, so I'm happy I can do it now.
God, so fucking soft. So fucking soft for this rat.
These rats can hold so much soft in them.
God. Yeah, man. God. Uh, Duster. Duster is just going to give you another very very soft smile. Man. Uh. uh I haven't really done anything like this often either. So yeah, I'm glad you can do it now though. It's it's good.
Fleck nods again, like, I'm happy you can too.
Uh, God. God.
Yeah,
God, man.
these rats.
Rats. Uh, God. I'm, man. Oh boy.
They probably just have a moment of, like, comfortable silence, just
Yeah.
vibing with each other. Uh, Eventually Fleck is probably gonna speak up, like, well, I do think, uh, and he's gonna do another pause and kind of poke at the plush a little bit, like maybe there's a stray thread or something. Uh, just like, e- even if someone was scary before, do you think they can stop doing that?
God, what a question. I've Duster's Duster's silent for a moment. Uh, well, it depends on the person, I suppose. I mean, people can certainly stop being evil or bad or
Fleck kind of shakes his head like, I don't think Mares is being evil, just mean, and I don't still kind of want to see them again, even if they were mean. I mean, they weren't that mean to me. It was someone else, but they they might have eventually been mean to me, and that that was kind of scary.
God, I hold Duster and his opinions on things.
Oh boy.
I mean, even if it is just one person, I'm I am glad you trusted your instincts on leaving. Things things can go downhill rather fast. But if I don't I don't know this person as well as you do. But if you think they can change, they probably can.
Like kind of just nods like I I hope so. I, I did we came to Little Corner together before, so I did tell them that I was coming here, but I didn't tell them about like the community or about tinies or anything. Just that if they wanted to change, they could come here.
That's that's fair, but Fleck, just people can say things and lie about their intentions. Just make sure. Uh, what did you say their name was?
Fleck kind of pauses for a moment, like before going like, their name is Maris, but sometimes they go by if strangers they don't like to say their name, so they say Meadow. And they say that's not a lie, but it's kind of a lie. Uh, but they're they're like a fairy kind of tune.
Hmm. I need to ask Abby
I
if if this has ever been mentioned to Duster from Ruby. Uh, man. Anyway. Uh, Duster gives a nod. Just make sure Maris is, make sure Maris isn't trying to wording. This is me, magic, trying to think of how to word this.
Oh, you are so valid. Wording hard.
Wording hard. Just make sure they're telling the truth about it first.
Fleck, he nods. Like I'll do my best. I'm I, it's kind of funny because I thought that I would I'd always leave eventually, but now that I did, it just feels kind of awful.
God, Duster's. Duster's ears kind of twinge down. I won't lie to you. The feeling will get less over time, but it'll never go away.
Like, he nods. Like, yeah, I guess that's right.
The I'll make sure that your stay here is as welcoming as possible.
Nods again, like, thank you. But I don't want to just sit here and do nothing, so if there's anything I can do to help, let me know. I I mean, I'm not I guess here I'm kind of big and I'm strong, so I can carry things, and I also know how to like make clothes and stuff. And well, I I can help however you need me to.
God, Duster, very soft. Over one rat child. Oh boy. How about we get you settled into a place first before we start getting you a job?
uh, Fleck nods like, all right.
Uh, Actually, if you wanted to, you could probably settle in here. I still need to clean out the rest of the space. Duster says, looking further back into this cavern. Yeah, Fleck, there's just a giant pile of stuff in here. Just stuff. Questionable origins.
And Fleck does not question those origins. That's like questionable origins applies to half the stuff in the hammer space. Honestly, it probably applies to the gloves that make him strong. We don't worry about that.
We don't worry about that.
uh, Ned's like, well, if that's okay, and I can help clean out.
Um, are you sure you you look kind of tired since you've got here?
And he is actually pretty tired, but also he's a helpful little rat, so he kind of just shrugs like, I'll be okay.
Duster, doubt. How how about you get some rest first and you can help me in the morning?
uh, Fleck, he does pout just a little bit, but nods like, all right, if you say so, I, but don't start without me, okay?
Duster just Duster does give you a smile. I mean, I don't think I'm stealthy enough to move half this stuff out of here without you waking up if you are sleeping in here.
Fleck does
Do you
do
want to sleep in
a
here?
little rat. Uh, he thinks for a moment before nodding like, yeah, here's probably good. I mean, it's a lot cozier than a lot of places I've slept.
Mm. Mm. Duster, dislike. God.
Yeah,
If
he's just kind of like, well, I mean, one time I fell asleep in the school's science lab, and oh boy, I do not recommend beakers.
why were you in a beaker?
He shrugs. Like, it was kind of dark in a cupboard.
Hey, God, Duster looks concerned. Concern.
He is. Fleck is not a smart man. Uh, what happened was that, like, he was trying to find a place in the science lab to sleep because he did hang out in. He did live in the school at Toontown for a little bit before Maris found him, and he kind of wandered into the beaker on his side, just decided it was a good place to sleep. And it beakers on their sides often do not stay in the same place. Don't worry about it.
God.
It was his own hubris.
God. Duster is still concerned. I hope you know.
Yeah, understandable.
Uh, do you want, like. I should probably get you blankets. Blankets are something people need. Duster kind of. Hops off your makeshift plush bed. Uh. God, I don't know what type of plushie this is, but it sure is a plushie. Uh.
It sure is a plushie.
I've been kind of imagining, I make a big hand gesture. It's just a teddy bear. Uh, Probably a bit old. Definitely had its arm restitched on. Duster is going to go rummaging once again through this pile to go find you blankets.
Oh.
Because blankets is something people need. 6. He pulls out probably way too many blankets than you need, Fleck.
Oh boy.
No idea how many. Like they're not actually blankets, but they're like there's there's those just like straight up pieces of like you know how they have those one-sided pieces of cloth that are fuzzy on one side and then it's like untextured and kind of not meant to be not it's meant to be like double fabric layered onto another
Yeah.
piece of cloth. It's just one side and it's the fuzzy side. There's what looks to be like those larger dollhouse blankets. Maybe like a kid's blanket in there. That one's
Oh,
slightly larger than the rest of them.
oh,
Uh
Duster, my beloved.
and there's God, this Duster just kind of drags them out of the pile. Honestly, I don't know where I get half of these. And Duster hands them over to you. You now have blankets.
Yeah. Fleck's kinda just. He's gonna look at that and just go like, "Oh, are we making a nest?" And he's gonna just. Cause it's way too many blankets for a regular bed, but nests usually have more than one, so he's just gonna assume it's that and go with it.
Duster looks at you for a second and then goes, "Yes, absolutely. Hold on. And he's gonna go pull out more blankets because you are a large rat. Uh,
Oh boy.
you probably needs more blankets for your nest. Yeah, he pulls out way too many blankets.
Yeah.
Uh,
Fleck is also pulling out his own batch of blankets and maybe a few little pillows. The
uh,
pillows are usually just like cotton balls or sometimes like sewing cushions that he quickly pulls the needles and pins out of. Don't worry about it.
uh, Duster probably takes those so you don't accidentally roll over onto any in your sleep and like places them somewhere else. Throws them into the giant pile of stuff. They'll be fine in there. Don't
Yeah,
worry
don't
about it.
worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Uh, and I kind of want to do like some sort of roll to see how good we make this. Because
That's
Duster does have he does have his own nest just in the center of this giant area with love. But God,
maybe sleight of hand.
more sleight of hand. Yeah, that can work. God, make this nest real good.
They sure do make
Uh,
this nest real good.
I think this Fleck, you've probably had more. Well, I wouldn't say more experience, but it's been a while for Duster making like a nest this size. Probably the last one he did was the one for Moria, and Moria has a pretty small space already. I say referencing an RP that's not out yet. Anyway, uh,
Yeah.
but yeah. You probably have like the stuffed animal placed against the wall for one side of your new nest, and just a lot of blankets and other miscellaneous cloth items just strewn around in a very in like yeah sh- strewn around in a very nice shape. It's like a circle. Yeah, I totally know words, but yeah, it looks very cozy and very soft, and it is in fact cozy and soft when you face plant into it. So
Yeah, Fleck is. He's kind of already half asleep by the time he pops into it. Uh, and he's gonna kind of sleepily look at Duster, like, thank you again for all this.
no problem. You can come to me anytime you need anything. All right?
Fleck kind of sleepily nods a bit. He he has a content little smile on his face.
God, fuck. I think I think Duster gives you another like two pats on the head. Two very soft pats because you are trying to go to sleep.
Yeah, Fleck is going to attempt to pat back. He probably
God.
can't quite reach Duster's head from his position, so it's just some gentle cheek pats.
Duster's just you get a very like I would say it's one of those happy ear twitches. You know the ones. You're around.
Yeah.
And God, I'll I'll see you in the morning, all right?
And Fleck nods like, see you in the morning. And
And
like that, he's probably drifting off.
God, Duster quietly goes to the entrance and leaves the room. Uh, God, as soon like he takes a step to the side just so he's out of the way of the door and just kind of looks at it, takes in a breath, lets out a breath, mentally catalogs he has one more person he technically probably is a guardian for at this current moment in time.
Just a little
Man,
bit.
just a little bit, and probably goes, man, man, man. He does send a small smile towards the door, before heading off to go inform people that that room he had been clearing out has already been taken. Sorry. And God, I'm just imagining like Fleck just curled up in a small little ball, just taking a nap,
Just a little rat nap.
a little rat nap. I would also like to mention for the audience, Duster is not waking Fleck up at all. Fleck needs to sleep. Duster may have insomnia, but he
uh,
is not going to subject other people to the curse of being awake. Uh,
Fleck has met so many people with insomnia that he
God,
is frankly just lucky it's not contagious.
yeah,
He
man.
is a light sleeper though. So Duster's gonna have to be extra stealthy.
Uh, Duster probably doesn't like enter the room in fear of waking Fleck up, but he does kind of like go in on every few hours to sort of like peek his head into the room
Oh.
just to make sure he's still sleeping. Probably turns the light off at some point,
Oh.
cause yeah, yeah, God,
That is so
Duster's
soft. I
very
hold
fucking
this rat so soft.
and yeah, that's all I have from me for today.
And that's all that I have as well. Just some good old-fashioned hurt comfort.
Old-fashioned hurt comfort. God, I'm just rats, rats.
Rats.
The rats. I say crying. Uh, yeah. Thank you, folks. Who are listening after this recording because we have been left alone in a voice chat to commit crimes.
Yes, and commit crimes we have.
We have committed crimes. Anyway. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you, Fletch, for dragging me into this because this was very fun.
Yep.
Uh,
Thank you for letting Duster become an anxiety uncle to this rat.
it was inevitable. It was inevitable. And we'll be seeing all of you at another point in time. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye bye.